Insane things my ex did and I still stayed, starting with if he was sitting, I had to be sitting. So if I had to go to the bathroom, I would have to wait for him to stand up to get a drink, whatever. And if I like could not hold it, I would have to ask permission to get up and be like, I really can't hold it.
Permission
So
to go
when
to the
he would
bathroom?
stand up, he would be like, if you have to go to the bathroom, now's your time to go. Followed by I wasn't allowed to be around people that smoked cigarettes. That was a huge thing for him for some reason, and that made it complicated because some of my family members smoked. And he's like, if they start smoking in front of you, you have to leave. He also didn't like people cussing in front of me. And I remember one time his parents had picked me up, and his dad said the C word, see you next Tuesday. And I thought it was hilarious because his dad's like a super holy man. And I was telling him about it like it was funny, and he screamed at his dad so bad. And I'm like, oh my God, what have I done? And then there was another time that we went camping and he tried to do this, you need to be sitting because I'm sitting thing in front of my parents. And it caused a huge fight because my mom told me to do the dishes in the camper, but he was sitting. And so I was like, I don't know what to do. And my mom was like, Allie, get up. What are you doing? Do the dishes. So I start doing the dishes. And then he was like, you need to be sitting right now because I've not got up. And I said, yeah, but I just need to get the dishes done. And he said, well, you can get them done the next time I stand. My stepdad almost killed him. Like they were fighting.
Yeah, he gotta
And then
go.
I was like, to my mom and stepdad, I was like, you guys ruined everything. Oh my God, that's so embarrassing. Um, it wearing leggings and having cleavage is cheating. Yeah, like 100% is cheating. I was not allowed to be around my male cousins. Any of my cousins that were guys, it didn't matter if it was Christmas, Thanksgiving, an event. If they're there, I was not to go. Yeah. He had to leave for work every day at 5 a.m. So I was to get up at 3:45 every morning and make him a full breakfast every single morning, even if I was sick. Oh, and here's a good one. When we would be doing it, it would never feel good. It would always be painful for him to like come in and out. And so he told me that if this continues, I'm going to have surgery to loosen it up because he's not going to keep dealing with that. Also, I was not allowed to kiss him without performing. Yeah. That was just like a rule. He pretty much was like, "Don't kiss me unless you're fully prepared to do that." Because
Ew.
giving someone blue balls is manipulative and
Oh.
abuse. Girls, this is not normal stuff. I was a teenager. It was my first real relationship, and I really dead ass thought this was normal. Insane things my ex did.
And this is why, like, videos like this, I think, is really important because if we start to share our experiences and the more women can realize that certain things are actually not cool, and certain things are actually not normal, and certain things are actually abusive, then hopefully we would have less women who share these stories because we just don't. Who do you think you are? I cannot stand if you are not standing. Excuse me? Is he some sort of royalty? Is he some sort of a king? I do not want to be with any man who feels like he needs to dictate or control any part of my life. I'm an adult. I am intelligent. I can make my own decisions about when I get up or whether or not I can go to the bathroom.
Get ready with me while I tell you some things that my ex did and I still stayed. I saw someone on TikTok do this earlier, so I thought that I would have my shot at it. Number one, for Christmas, he bought me an air tag and told me to put it on my wallet so he always knew where I was. First, I thought it was a joke. He was not laughing. Number two, he threatened to file a restraining order against my parents because he said that he hated them and wanted absolutely nothing to do with my family. Number three, he would tell me to not go through his phone because he didn't want me to see the other girls that were in his camera roll. And at the time, I thought it was the sweetest thing because he wanted to protect my feelings. Number four, when I told him that I was saving myself for marriage, he didn't believe me. So he went behind my back and paid one of my friends money to stalk and spy on me. Okay. Number 5, he got arrested, and when he got his mugshot, he was so happy with how it turned out that he sent it to me, told me that he wanted to make it into a thirst trap on TikTok. Number 6, even though he made a lot of money from TikTok, every time that we went inside of a store, he always tried to steal something. And every time that I asked him why he wanted to steal something, his excuse was not wanting to wait in line to pay for it. Number 7, whenever we were breaking up, he told me that he would wait a million lifetimes to be with me, but he didn't want to wait in this one because he would get bored. Oh, Jesus. And then last but not least, whenever we broke up, he ended up moving to the state that I wanted to move to and bought the dream car that I said I wanted out of spite. The relationship was 2 years ago, so every time that I think about it, it makes me laugh. And my healing journey from that relationship is to simply make jokes out of it, so please laugh with me. Anyways, that's it. Let me know if you guys want more Get Ready With Me's. Bye! Get ready with me.
That man is actually dangerous. That man is capable of doing unspeakable things. I had an ex who used to pick me up from work, and I used to think that it was the cutest thing ever. I was like, oh, he picks me up. He doesn't want me to be bothered with public transportation. He's so sweet. And then there was one day when he couldn't bring me home and I had to take public transportation. And while I was at the bus stop, there was a man there. I don't remember what was going on, but there was something going on and we were both laughing at the thing that was going on. So we weren't even like having a conversation and laughing with each other. So while I was laughing and this strange man was laughing too, my ex came back because he left something. And while he was driving in, he saw me and he saw the man laughing. And he made a whole scene about how, like, the one time that he doesn't bring me home, he catches me. He catches me laughing with a man, and basically he was really insecure about me not meeting or talking to any other man, and that's why he was taking me home, not because he loved me and wanted me to be safe and wanted me to not have to wait on public transportation. I also have an ex who every time I tried to break up with him, he would tell me that he was gonna, yeah. If if that were to happen to me now, I would tell him, okay, since you wanna take yourself out, I'm gonna call the police. I'm gonna get you help. I'm gonna let your family know so that someone can be with you and be there for you. Obviously, manipulation tactic. I I fell for it because I genuinely thought, like, he would send me a message like, if you hear ambulances, don't be surprised. Yes, and I stayed because I thought that I was keeping him alive. I know, it's stupid. I know. One of the things, I think it was a video by Jackie Aina, and she was saying that when people are actively being abused, they don't know. And so you telling them that they're being abused isn't gonna click to them because they're in too deep. I was in too deep. I was in too deep. I did not realize that I was being manipulated. But now that I'm on the other side, and now that I have not only my own experiences, but I have access to the experiences from other women, none of that could ever happen to me again.
Crazy things guys have said to me. These are from like either guys that I literally was like dating or talking to, or some of them are from literally like random people that I barely knew on Hinge. So the first and best one is that the guy that I lost my V card to literally like got mad and accused me of lying about having not lost it yet because I didn't bleed. We were dating at the time and he literally like got mad at me and got into like a full-on fight with me and was distressed because he thought that I was lying to him about that. And he didn't give me reasoning. He just told me he thought I was lying, but then like he wasn't talking to me or anything, and like I knew that's why he was mad at me. But then I asked him, I'm like, why do you even think that? Like, why would I lie about that? And that's what he told me, is because I wasn't bleeding. I'm like, okay, so I am gonna need you to take a little lesson on anatomy and then get back to me. Literally, like, anytime I think about this situation, I just roll my eyes so hard because, like, actually, what is wrong with you? The next one is a guy on Hinge. He liked my profile and, like, he was pretty cute, so I matched with him. The first message he sends to me, he says, "You're exactly my type." And I was like, "Oh, like, that's so nice to hear." And he was like, "Yeah, my type is, like, people who aren't really conventionally attractive, so, like, I'm so attracted to you." So basically, translation, I'm into ugly girls and you're really ugly, so I'm into you. That's what I got from that. I get the thought, and I don't think he meant it in a rude way, but I'm like, this is actually crazy to be like, yeah, I'm into people who aren't conventionally attractive, and you're definitely that. Like, that's crazy. I just replied and said, thanks. Like, what do you even say to that? Okay, the next one is I've literally only ever, like, hooked up with someone one time. Like, every other person that I've done anything with has been someone, like, I'm dating or, like, have been talking to for a while. So, like, the one singular time I did, like, hook up with someone I wasn't dating, I was very, and so, like, in the middle of it, I just, like, I don't know, I, like, regained, like, self-awareness, and I literally just was like, "No, I need to stop, like, I shouldn't be doing this." He was like, "Oh, what's wrong? Like, are you okay?" I'm like, "No, I'm fine, like, I don't do this stuff, like, I'm not in my right mind right now." He was like, "Well, what do you mean you don't do stuff like this?" I was like, "I've literally never done anything with somebody, like, I'm not dating, like, this I don't do this, like, I'm sorry, but I should not have done this, like, I'm not in the right mind right now." And he literally goes, "Just pretend I'm somebody else, it's fine." No, King, like, you're not really getting the point. Like, literally just went, "No, sorry." Okay, and the next one, after having only spoken to this guy for like a total of 10 minutes, he just randomly hits me with the, "What's your body count?" Like, I literally was asking him about school and like what he wants to do in the future and like all these like questions about himself. He did not ask me any of them back. Like, it's me just being like, "Oh, like, where are you going for school?" "Oh, I'm going here." And then it's just silence, like me waiting for him to be like, "Oh, where are you going to school?" It doesn't happen. So I'm like, "Oh, like, what are you wanting to do?" "Oh, I'm wanting to do this." "Cool." And just that for like 10 minutes. And then just finally he decides to ask me a question and it's, "What's your body count?" I just said, "Okay." So, yeah, no, that's what we're not gonna do. Anyways, bye. The last one, this one's definitely the most lighthearted, but I've heard like so many other people talk about stuff similar to this. But one of my exes found out that I used to SH, but it was like before we were even dating, so I was sober or whatever. But like a little bit after he found out, he was like laying in my lap and I had shorts on. This man sees the fucking stretch marks on my legs and says, "You need to stop for me." I'm gonna be honest, I laughed in that man's face. I'm like, there is no fucking way. It was so embarrassing because I'm like, babe, that's just me being fat. But thank you though. Do you know how embarrassing it is to tell someone, "No, that's not where I do that. I just gained a lot of weight. I just have big thighs," okay? I was mortified. But there's a lot of other stuff that guys have said to me before that either left me in shock or left me feeling embarrassed. So if you want a part two, let me know. Bye.
I want to make this very clear, especially to younger girls. You can withdraw consent at any point in time. At any point in time, you can make it clear, "I do not want to continue doing whatever it is that I'm doing with you. I do not want to do this. You do not have my permission, or you no longer have my permission, or get out of my face, or stop." Like, what you, at any point during the interaction, you have the ability to withdraw your consent. Him telling you to pretend that he's somebody else because he wants to use you to get off after you have said you don't want to do that, that is considered grape.
Things my ex did to me and I still stayed. This could be about one ex or multiple. You take your pick. Let's just get right into it. Tried to choke me in a corner while drunk, and no, not in a fun way. Really shouldn't be laughing because it's not funny, but like at this point, it's how I cope. Number two, wrote a girl's phone number in his notes app while he was out at a bar. And yes, I did find this in his notes the next day. Figured out what area code that girl's phone number was and figured out who the girl was. Forced me to buy a gym membership because he would tell me that I'm fat. And here's the bonus to this one, he would force me to go with him multiple times a week. Not to mention, this gym membership was not cheap. I did not want to be spending my money on it. He would force me to send him pictures of every single thing that I ate to make sure that I wasn't eating too much. And if I was, he would make me go to the gym that day if I hadn't. Oh my god. Would constantly tell his roommates that he wants to hook up with his math teacher, like the assistant one. And typically the assistant teachers were like our age, so that just made it so weird. I mean, regardless, it's weird, but yeah, I would have to know that every single time he would go to that class every week that he would be thinking about hooking up with her. So awesome. But shout out to his roommates for letting me know this. That's how I found out a lot of this, so this makes it even funnier. Next one might be the best one. He invited a girl over while I was already in his bed sleeping for the night. Like fully, I was already asleep for the whole entire night. We were sleeping at his house and he invited a girl over and they hung out downstairs like one floor below where I was sleeping. And not only did he invite one girl, he invited their whole friend group. He was hanging out with the whole friend group. This was a girl he used to talk to as well. Thought I'd mention that. Yup, just sound asleep in my boyfriend's bed and there he was, one floor below, inviting girls over that he used to talk to. Awesome. And I did find this out through his text messages on his phone when the girl literally said, almost there. And I got confirmation from the roommates. So again, shout out to the roommates. He would FaceTime girls behind my back and then delete it off of his phone, but then I'd find it on his computer the next morning. Again, these are girls that he did used to talk to, so that makes it even better, right? If we ever were having an argument in the car, he would force me to get out of the car and then literally leave me there, even if it was in the middle of nowhere and I had no way to get back. Sometimes he would come back for me, but if he did, he would just call me a bitch the whole entire car ride home, or just multiple names that I cannot say on here. But I mean, like, at least he picked me up. In my head, I was like, oh, he's so sweet. Like, he came back for me. That was so nice of him. And I'm not even kidding. Like, literally, that went through my head. I was supposed to pick him up from the bar this one night, but he wasn't answering me, which kind of made me nervous, and the bar was already closed, so I drove all the way there to see what was going on and found him on the sidewalk, walking home with a girl. So I pulled over and said, guys, get in! I'll drive you home. And yes, I drove her home. And I stayed with him. I mean, I had to talk with him the next morning, but I stayed with him. Yeah. Fun fact, this was the exact same girl whose phone number he wrote in his notes where I figured out the area code, so that was even more fun for me. I was like, oh, all the pieces are coming together. So fun. And yes, you guessed it, he did this same exact thing with the same exact girl the weekend after. I did still stay, even though he did it for a second time. 2 weekends in a row. This one night, we were in like a really bad fight, so he invited a girl over 5 minutes after I left, and I only know this because his roommates told me the next day. So, isn't that so fun? Gosh, all these are so fun. Isn't this just awesome? This next one is really fun. A girl in my sorority who I wasn't that close with called me and she said, hey, I saw your boyfriend dancing and like doing other things with this girl at a bar last night. I just want to make sure that you guys are still dating. I was like, what? I said, yep, we are still dating. Thank you for letting me know. Here's another good one that I actually found out myself from looking through his phone. He went up to a girl at a bar and told her that he wishes they never stopped talking. And I found this out because there was a text message from her on his phone that said, did you really mean everything you said last night? What did he say? What the hell did he say? Awesome. So game days in Alabama are like a really big deal, but he decided last minute that he did not want me a part of his plans anymore. But it was too late to go with my friends instead because they were already at the game and I didn't have a ticket because I was planning to hang out with him, which he just removed me from his plans. So I spent my game day going to a place called Chicken Salad Chick all by myself and I ate inside there alone. Yep, all alone, eating lunch by myself, and no, he did not care or feel bad, but I did meet up with my friends later, so. This next one I found out about after we broke up, but I had to include it. He was out at the bar with his friends and saw a girl that he used to talk to. This girl did not like him. Like, she had him blocked on everything, like every social media. But apparently seeing her at the bar made him miss her, so guess what he did? Later in the night, he walked to her apartment, knocked on her door, and begged if she would talk to him. Basically, he begged her to unblock him on everything, and she said, no, please get out of my apartment, but apparently it took forever for him to leave. So, yeah, and we were fully dating, and I had no idea until after we broke up, so awesome. A lot of the times his friends would yell at him to stop calling me names and yelling at me like the way he did, but he would just ignore them and keep doing it. So, okay, last one, best one. I don't know if I can say this one. So he would force me to wake up at 4 a.m. to go stand outside of Target with him because he always wanted these sports cards, but it was like limited to one per person. He would force me to go with him so he could get more packs of the cards. And if I didn't go with him, he would like try and break up with me, so I'd go every single time because I was scared that he was gonna do that. So I just did everything that I thought would please him, which is so sad, so sad. So for all my girlies, if you're in a relationship that is similar to any of the things that I said, that is not normal behavior, and do not stay because I wish I didn't. I am so glad that I finally got out of that, and yeah, just please make sure you're safe and don't stay. I have had multiple boyfriends in high school and in college too, so these stories could have been about any of them. I now have the best boyfriend in the whole entire world, so I am very thankful for that. Love you guys, bye!
When we have low self esteem, when we don't see the value in ourselves, we will allow people to treat us any way they want to. Someone in the comments of this video asked her, "What made you finally leave after all of that?" And she said, "Probably when he hit me." You don't have to wait for him to put his hands on you for you to know and realize and grab your things and get out of there. All of the things that she described, red flags. The more she kept talking, the redder the flags. If you have someone who's belittling you, who has a hyperfixation on what you eat, you having to go to the gym as punishment for eating something that broke his rules, please leave that man alone. I think self esteem is something that fluctuates as we go through life, depending on whatever season we're in. It's something that gets reinforced, it's something that gets built as we have different experiences in life. But I think if you do not have a solid grasp on who you are, how you want to be treated, and also letting go of the scarcity mindset of, if I leave him, nobody else is gonna love me. If he's so special, he's so good looking, he has money, he has this car, he has this status, whatever he has, whoever he is, and however he looks, does not matter if he does not treat you right. I think a lot of us stay because we hope that they're gonna change, or we value them so much that we don't want to miss out on being in their lives. We feel like they are so valuable that our value will increase if we are attached to them in some way. And that's not how it works. Your life is based on the value that you have within yourself. You could be the most amazing person if you fail to see it, if you fail to stand on your boundaries, people will always treat you like crap. I do not recommend dating if you do not have a high self esteem. When you're going through your season of you don't love yourself, you don't have any boundaries, you let everything slide, I don't believe that that is a time to be dating, because people can and will take advantage of you. Because if it's one thing about a man, he's going to have his cake and eat it too. And the chances of a man finding you in your lowest season in life and doing right by you is slim to none. Work on your own self esteem so you can not only recognize when someone is treating you less than you deserve, but you also have the strength to walk away.
Everybody knows the saying, we listen and don't judge. Keep that in mind while keep that in mind while we get ready together and I tell you all the things my ex did and I still stayed. Just to start off, I already did my brows so we can get straight into the face. Starting off very, very strong. He got into a high-speed chase in my mom's car and he did in fact end up going to jail over that. Part of this was my fault because I let him take her car.
Oh my God, bro. Oh, hell no.
But to give him his brownie points, he did wait to stop the car until he got back to the house so that my mom's car wouldn't be on the side of the road because he was going to jail. At the time that happened, I didn't have a car. A few months after that, I ended up being able to buy my first car and I had just got it a few days before this incident. We were out doing some shopping. We also had other people with us. Mind you, this is a brand new car that I just paid my money for. We ended up getting into an argument and he decided to throw water all over me and my brand new car. Water everywhere. I literally felt like I was on Bad Girls Club. It doesn't stop there. He also was a cheater. He cheated on me multiple times. And where I drew the line, well, it obviously took a lot for me to draw the line. It's literally not funny, but he literally cheated on me with supporters of mine. He was telling the girl like, oh, you look so much better than her. All this other crazy shit. And it was a girl who watched me and knew that we were together. When we would get in arguments, he would literally chase me around the whole entire city because I used to leave the house to get away from him. It didn't matter where I went, what I was doing. He would literally chase me around the city, like car to car, bumper to bumper, every single light, every single turn. He would chase me around until I came back home. And if that's not bad enough, he was a serial cheater. He just could not stop cheating. One time he dead ass texted me and told me that it was God's plan for us to be together, even though that he could not stop cheating. I'm being so serious. At that point, I was kind of just fed up with the whole
relationship. So I dead ass told him no. There's no way that God thinks that it's okay for me to stay with a cheater. During the time I was getting serious about learning how to do my makeup, I would practice my makeup literally every single day because I wanted to get good at it. One day we were arguing and he dead ass told me that I was ugly without makeup. That was one of the most download things that you could have ever done because what? That was pretty up. At one point, he started living with me for reasons that I am not going to say on the internet. I'm not going to tell his personal business. Mind you, I still live with my mom. I was helping my mom with bills because I had the means to. Although he was living with us, he literally was not helping with anything at all. He was getting fed, bathed, all types of stuff. Honestly, I can't even be mad at that because he didn't have a job. He didn't want to have a job. He couldn't keep a job. He just didn't want to work a job. I remember one time he dead ass looked me in my face and told me that he wants to start a YouTube channel so that he can be like me. That's not something that just happens overnight. Another thing that's pretty high on the up level, he literally used to send other girls unclothed pictures. One specific time, he sent a girl an unclothed, soapy picture in my shower. Mind you, just for a little context, this day I had a graduation to go to. I was telling him like, hey, are you going to come to the graduation with me? He was like, no, that he wanted to stay behind. And while I was at this graduation, that's what he was doing. There was certain times in our relationship where he did not have a car. So I used to let him take my car. And one specific time, I remember he took my car to go meet with his homeboys or something like that. He comes back banged up, scraped up because he literally got his ass kicked. He literally got beat the up. On Valentine's Day, he did not end up getting me anything for Valentine's Day after I made him the most beautiful gift basket. So a few days after Valentine's Day, I guess him and his mom got together because they felt bad. He ended up giving me a gift a few days after Valentine's Day, and one of the purses that he gave me literally came out of his mom's closet. I lie to you not. Honestly, that might be the most embarrassing thing out of all of this. But I think that's where we're going to leave it off for today.
This man was actively trying to break this woman's spirit. He was actively trying to break her down point by point. What do you mean by I'm ugly without makeup? What do you mean by I buy a brand new car and you throw water on my car? Please do not give a man your mom's car. Please. Please don't even give him your car. I feel like this has been a conversation that I've seen a lot on the Jamaican side of TikTok. Like a woman will have a car and the man doesn't have a car and she gives him the car and he drops her off at work and then he has her car and he's doing whatever, pretending like it's his car and having another woman in her car and stuff like that. I wish the world was much more simple where if I have good intentions, the person I attract will also have good intentions. I wish that people were attracted based on how true they are to each other. If you are actively dating, you have to become skilled at the art of knowing when someone is attacking your self-esteem, your sense of self, the way that you perceive yourself. And if a man is willing to hook up with a woman that either admires you or doesn't like you, he doesn't like you. That man doesn't like you. First of all, let's start with the obvious. If he cheats on you, he doesn't love you. If he cheats on you, he doesn't love you. If he cheats on you, he does not love you. Okay. Sometimes it's hard to walk away because there is no physical scar, but we need to start counting emotional abuse as scars. And the nobody's perfect excuse is played out. I don't want to hear it. You're an adult. You've been through life. You know how to treat a person like a decent person. Why can't you do it with me? You're out.
Here are a list of the craziest things men have ever said to me since I started dating. As you guys know, I'm a 24-year-old girl living in New York City. My ex and I of 2 years have broken up. So ever since then, I've been recently dating. But when I tell you it's crazy out there because men have been talking crazy, here are some of the things they've said to me. Also, disclaimer, these are different men. It's not all the same guy. Number one, I had a man once tell me, do not wear any more Kate Spade around me. Mind you, we were at Cheesecake Factory. I had to explain to him that I buy things because I like them, not because of how much they cost. I love Kate Kate Spade. I've always loved Kate Spade. I have Kate Spade bags, Kate Spade jewelry, whatever. He follows it up by saying, oh, honestly, you're right. You do have a lot of expensive things. Like, duh, but get this. After he dead said that, he told me I might as well stop wearing Uggs too. He told me to stop wearing Uggs. Ridiculous. I had another man say to me, looks like you're posting a certain lifestyle. I'm not doing all of that. He was basically talking about the things I post on social media and mentioned how a lot of his friends would send him my posts, which I followed up by asking why they were sending my posts, because it's not like we're together, we're not in a relationship, we're just friends. One time I was at a function with a man. We came separately, but we were at the same place, and I asked him for a ride home. Mind you, this was after I was very sick and I did not drive to the function. He told me my house was out of the way for him. Keep in mind, he would have to take the same highway to get to my house. He just didn't want to have to stop at my house before getting to his house. Long story short, he ended up giving me the ride, but we argued the whole way back to my house. I had a guy tell me once that he didn't get me any flowers for our date because he didn't want me to get the wrong impression. Mind you, I was asking him what wrong impression. We're on a date. I had a different guy tell me the other day, the reason I don't take you out on dates is because you nag me. Mind you, the only reason I brought up us going out on a date is because he made comments about seeing my social media where I've been going out on dates with other men. So I said, okay, like, I'm free this week. What are you doing this week? Like, we haven't been out on a date since we started talking. And he told me he doesn't take me out on dates because I nag him and it stumbles his creativity. And because I'm asking, he doesn't want to do it because it's like he's only doing it because I'm asking. That one really pissed me off. I had another man tell me that he's lost excitement about me. This one was fair though, because I did ghost him for like a year. So it was fair, but I didn't like hearing it. What is wrong with you? I've had multiple men tell me this, and for the sake of being transparent, a lot of the times it's because I am the problem. I do be crashing out, but I do realize a lot of them either call me crazy or ask me what is wrong with me. Okay, next page. I've had a guy tell me once that I would look better if I weighed 150 pounds. Now, if you guys don't know this about me, maybe take a step on my Instagram. I look amazing. He was just shocked because he found out at the time that I was very thick. I was 165 pounds, even though my body still looked tea. He then followed up by telling me I should lose weight and get down to 150 because I would look better. I had a man also tell me before that I look like I cannot cook. Now, I don't know if this is an insult or if it was kind, but something just didn't sit right about that comment. I also had a guy who wanted to take me out on a date once, but I told him I was going on a date with another guy. So he then offered to drop me off to that bowling date. Then when I got there, he didn't drop me off. When I got there, he then said that I should ditch my date to go out and be with him. Honestly, I thought that was so cute. The only thing that annoyed me about it is because until then, we had not got on a date for a while. So I feel like the only reason he wanted to take me out on a date is because I was on a date with somebody else. When he had so much time to take me out on a date, it was just giving jealousy or like, let me take you away from that guy. It's just annoying because you could have taken me out if you wanted to, but you wanted to wait until I was with somebody else to want to take me out. I've had a man also ask me if my body is real. I said, yes, it's real. Then he followed up and asked me again if I got work done on my body. I kept repeating to him that my body was real. I don't think this was really an insult. I think it just plays more to how a lot of people have work done on their body. But guys, I'm completely natural, 100% natural. The only thing I do is Pilates and sometimes go to the gym on a good day. And finally, I've had a man tell me I'm 24 and I need to start focusing on getting married because soon I'm going to be too old. That one pissed me off and I almost cursed him out because he's way older than me. And I'm 24. I'm not focused on marriage right now. I'm focused on stacking bread. And those are just some of the craziest things men have said to me since I started dating.
Now, listen, once it comes to comments about my weight, my body, those are just off limits. Okay? Telling me that I would look better at a certain weight, asking me if my body is real multiple times. I don't know, that does not sit right with me. Telling me that I look like I can't cook. Either he wants you to be able to cook so you can cook for him, or he's telling you that because of how good you look, you probably wouldn't be interested in cooking for him. Either way, it goes back to him being served, and nah, I don't like that.
I'm going to tell you something that a lot of married women are not going to tell you. Let's talk about everything I've stayed through in relationships so that you don't do it. I know all of these things because I've made the mistakes. So listen. Number one, I've stayed and believed a man when he said the woman I was worried about was just a friend. I bet you can guess where that ended up. Number two, I've stayed and believed a man when he said he was working late. Bitch, 9 out of 10 jobs do not require you to work till 1 or 2 in the morning. They just don't, okay? So that is a lie. I stayed, you shouldn't. 3, and this is a controversial one, I stayed when they said they were getting healthy for them. When a man all of a sudden starts getting healthy, getting fit, going to the gym, dressing different, in fact, you're like, yay, finally, this badass got off his ass. Absolutely not. There's somebody else he's getting fit for. Every time. I do not care what they are telling you. There's someone that they want to impress, and that someone is not you. 4, I believed him when he said his ex was crazy. Girl,
No.
I know. I'm
No.
disgusted with myself. I full-chested believe this, okay? When I tell you this is always a lie, a woman is not crazy for no reason. They drive them crazy. Their actions drove them to do this. Every freaking time. And number 5, I've built a man up only to have him completed in construction and handed to the next bitch. I literally went brick by brick and handed it to the next girl. If you do this, it will happen to you. I'm telling you, he's with you as a placeholder because at the moment, you're the only girl that he can get. Once you build him up, once he's this new fabulous construction, he's on the market and he's going to be sold in seconds. Honestly, I always say this, but men are like real estate agents, okay? So as soon as they're done constructing themselves, they put themselves out there. They're like listing themselves, and the best bidder wins. And it's never the previous owner. Now, for that one woman who's going to say this is not all men, most men don't do this, that's a lie. 99% of men do this, 9 out of 10, 4 out of 5 dentists, whatever the fuck you want to say, okay? All of them do this. There's 1% of man. Usually that 1% of man is hiding under a rock, okay? If you found him, power to you, honey bun. But the rest of us, we're fighting the good fight. I love you.
I'm gonna have to agree with her when it comes to building a man up for another woman. I don't want to fix your resume. I don't want to apply for jobs on your behalf. I don't want to pick out your clothes for you to go to the interview. I don't want to have to call in all the favors. I don't want to tell you what school to apply to. I don't want to tell you what to study at school. I don't want to give you all the tips and tricks. I don't want to meal prep for you so that you can reach your body goals because you refuse to do it yourself. Let men be men. Let men decide the path in life that they want to take on their own. You can be supportive without being the one to do everything for him, because after you do all of that, he might hit you with that, well, I didn't ask you to do any of that. And in his defense, he would be right. You chose to. And a lot of us as women, when we love somebody, we would do anything, we would do everything. We want to be his everything, and we want to be the ride or die. We want to support him, my man, my man. But I think in most cases, they don't appreciate that. A lot of them think that that is what you're supposed to do. Like, that is your role as a woman. That is your role as his wife or his girlfriend, whatever it is. And even male friends can do that to you too. If they realize that you have this thing for building men, they will use that to their advantage. Recognize if you're being used, recognize how you're being used, and set your own boundaries. Doing everything for a man, building him up, being his ride or die, being there for him through thick or thin, no matter what, no matter how detrimental it is to yourself, will not guarantee loyalty. It will not guarantee that when he reaches wherever he wants to, that he will do right by you.
I would rather young women be disappointed now, be disappointed with the things I say about men now, than to go marching blindly into relationships, marriage, and motherhood with men, and then find out bitterly once they're stuck or once they've been done wrong. Men love sweetheart girls, but they love more destroying everything that makes them special. And the part that's cut off on this comment is they love to find a beautiful butterfly and tear off its wings.
Wow.
Men are cruel. Most men are inherently cruel. It starts with childhood, where they're basically taught a lot of violence and aggression, and it's something they enact on each other. It's something that's enacted on them by adults in the home, usually. You need to understand that they are going to continue enacting it on you because that's all they know. Men don't know how to be anything but cruel, and they only know how to cover it up in the very beginning, to wear a mask, to be who they think you need them to be, so that they can have their own butterfly trapped in a beautiful cage that they can then completely dismantle and crush. You need to know this so that when you enter into relationships and marriage with men, you can know that it's probably coming, and that when you enter into relationships and marriage with men, you can have a very clear set of standards, boundaries, and guidelines for what you want to get out of that relationship and marriage. I would rather young.
If you don't agree with her, I want you to consider this example. Little boys are given action figures. I remember my brothers having toy soldiers with guns in their hands. Okay? They're given trucks. They're indulged in sports that are contact sports, rough sports. And then for the girls, we're given dolls and we're given kitchen play sets. And that's kind of the line. So boys cannot play with dolls because it's too feminine. Like, how dare a little boy learn how to comb hair? How dare a little boy learn how to have fun in a play kitchen, and the girls are not given the boy toys, right? Because she's gonna grow up to be masculine, she's gonna be a tomboy, and we definitely cannot have a little girl wanting to be into physical activity, a girl wanting to play sports, a girl wanting to learn how to do archery or any of those kind of things that are seen as masculine. We as a collective society, we have done a disservice to men from they were little baby boys. And we have done a disservice to women from we were little girls. And it is not too late for us to decide that we're going to make a change.
Get ready with me while I tell you guys things my ex did and I still stayed. Yes, I know I'm gonna get called a clown and all this and all of that, but I don't care. I just wanted to tell you guys that trauma bonds are real and that's the reason why I stayed. So first, he told me not to wear lashes because women who wore lashes looked like, even though I clearly wanted to wear lashes, I would always tell him how cute lashes were. He called me weird and made a big deal that I was hanging out with a guy friend, but he wasn't the only person I was hanging out with, and he's gay. And on top of him calling me weird, he called my friend out of his name and called him the F slur. I told him I had a shift at 5 a.m. and he called me as I was going into work saying it's weird that I have a shift at that time when the store doesn't even open till 8. It actually opens at 7 and I work in a grocery store Starbucks and was the assistant manager. And it was inventory day. I explained all this to him and he still thought that I was lying to him. Would spam call me at 3, 4 in the morning, even 2, to ask me what the I was doing. Sleeping? He would do this every week. Every week. I'm guessing he just really had joy in ruining my mornings. He told me why couldn't I be more like his friend's girlfriend, even though he was shit talking her literally not that long before. I swear, guys, I am not making any of this shit up. He smoked with another girl, knowing it would have been raps for me if I did that. He said I was ignoring him for a week, but I actually we were on a break, and I'm pretty sure I made that clear to him. And before you guys say, oh, you guys were on a break, you guys were on a break. It doesn't matter because, like I said, if it was me, for example, it would have been raps for me. And I even told him that, and he was like, yeah, you're right, I'm not gonna lie. And last, but definitely not least, he told me that if I didn't take a dress off, there was gonna be consequences. I didn't take the dress off, so the consequences were him following other girls. Yeah.
We have to learn to notice the signs of an insecure man. All of this, all of these things sound like insecurities to me. And when a man is insecure, he gets nasty, he gets mean, he does and says whatever to hurt you because guess what? He does not have a grasp on himself as a man, and he is going to take that out on you. He will punish you because he's not where he wants to be in his life. He will punish you because he doesn't have enough money. He will punish you because one of his friends got his dream car. He will punish you because his friend got a promotion and he doesn't have a promotion. An insecure man will, in fact, ruin your life. Go ahead and share your thoughts in the comment section below. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.